Welcome to this deep dive. We're tackling a case today that's, well, it's a true head-scratcher, the kind that really stays with you.
Definitely.
Today, we're looking into the, frankly, perplexing disappearance of 12-year-old Sarah Miller. She vanished from her locked bedroom.
Right, in Elmridge, back on October 12th, 1997.
Exactly. And we have this detailed account here, our primary source for this exploration, really. It lays out the timeline, the known facts.
A comprehensive narrative.
Yeah. So our mission, let's say, is to unpack what we know, what we don't know, those unsettling questions, and just the whole lingering impact of Sarah's vanishing.
To give listeners a real sense of this enigma.
Precisely.
Yeah.
So you really understand the shape of the mystery by the end.
And what strikes you immediately, I think, is just how impossible it all seems.
Right.
This isn't, a child wandering off somewhere public.
Yeah.
We're talking about vanishing from inside a locked room.
A secure environment, supposedly.
Exactly. It really makes you question things.
Okay, so let's paint the picture. It's a pretty ordinary Sunday evening, October 12th.
Normal family night.
Sarah's in her room. She's writing in her diary, apparently. That was her routine, before bed.
A regular habit. Sets a baseline.
The family eats dinner, watches some TV together, completely normal stuff. Then her mother tucks her in, around 9 p.m.
Okay.
And the key detail here, the source emphasizes this. Her room was secure, window locked from the inside, door closed. Her mother literally tucked her into bed.
So no obvious way in or out. Seems completely safe.
Totally. It just feels like a normal, safe end to the day. What does that make you think, those initial details?
Well, that normalcy is exactly what makes the next morning so jarring.
Right.
That routine, the diary writing.
Yeah.
It establishes what should have happened. And then it didn't. It highlights just how abrupt, how inexplicable this whole thing was.
Yeah, what could possibly shatter that routine?
Exactly.
So fast forward to the next morning, around 7 a.m., her father goes in to wake her up for school.
And
An empty bed. The blankets pulled back like she just got out. But her slippers, right there on the floor, untouched.
Odd.
And her school uniform is laid out on the chair, ready for the day.
So it looks like she was about to start her day, almost.
Almost. But here's another weird thing. Her diary and her phone, they were thought to be missing at first.
Okay.
But then they were found, tucked underneath her pillow.
Under the pillow. Strange placement.
Very. And then there's the final diary entry.
What's chilling? That entry is probably the most disturbing part of that morning. He comes when I dream. Tonight, he said, it's time. I don't want to go. But he says I have no choice.
And the source mentions her handwriting changed.
Yeah, messy, rushed, like she was scared, or writing quickly.
Definitely conveys fear, urgency. What jumps out at you from those words?
The immediacy. Tonight, he said it's time. It feels like something was happening right then.
Yeah, something she felt she couldn't stop. I have no choice. That powerlessness.
Mm-hmm. And who is he? Is it a nightmare figure or someone real?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The messy handwriting, it feels authentic, though. Like real fear.
And finding the diary and phone under the pillow after thinking they were gone. That's just odd.
What do you make of that?
It almost feels intentional. Like, did she put them there herself? A last message? Or did someone else? It adds another layer of strangeness.
So, obviously, panic sets in. They call the police immediately.
Of course.
And the police arrive. They search the house thoroughly, but nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Zero signs of forced entry. No broken locks, no open windows, no footprints outside. Nobody saw anything.
It's like vanished from a locked room.
Exactly. It defies logic. What do investigators even do in a situation like that, where there's no physical evidence of entry?
Well, they have to start thinking outside the box, right? Could someone have had a key, some unknown access point? Or, could there have been some kind of deception involved?
Right.
But the complete lack of any trace, that's what's so incredibly tough. It pushes the boundaries of possibility.
And the community, Elmridge, was small. This hit them hard.
Oh, I bet.
Huge searches, everyone looking, flyers, news coverage, just fear and confusion gripping the town.
Understandable.
But weeks turned into months, months into years. No leads, nothing.
Hope starts to fade.
Yeah. And eventually the Millers moved away in 2002. Can't blame them, really.
Needed a fresh start, I imagine. Tragic.
And the case, it started to fade from public view.
Which happens, sadly. But for the family, it never fades.
Never. But then, 5 years after the Millers moved out, 2007,
Okay.
the new owners of the house are renovating. doing up Sarah's old bedroom.
And they find something.
They find something. Hidden beneath the floorboards near a far wall, a small wooden box.
Whoa.
Tied with a faded red ribbon, just there.
After all that time.
What does that discovery make you think?
Yeah. Suddenly there's a tangible link back to Sarah, years later.
Right. And the contents.
What was inside?
A silver locket, small, with the letter S engraved on it.
Okay, Sarah.
A black and white photo of a man, unidentified, maybe in his 40s, described as having cold eyes.
Cold eyes. Unsettling. Anyone recognize him?
Nope. We'll get back to that. And then a torn, yellowed note in Sarah's handwriting.
A note from Sarah, found years later. What did it say?
It's devastating, really. It said, "He lied. He said I'd be safe. But the place is dark and it smells like ash. I miss home. I miss Mom. If you find this, please don't forget me."
Oh, wow. That's heartbreaking. He lied. It smells like ash.
It paints a terrifying picture, doesn't it? Fear, confinement, somewhere awful.
It confirms she was taken, likely against her will, to somewhere frightening. That ash detail is chilling. And the plea, "Don't forget me," just awful.
But here's the kicker. The really mind-bending part.
Go on.
Our source states that the police searched that exact area of the room back in 1997 under the floorboards.
They searched there. They would have, wouldn't they? Standard procedure.
Exactly. So if the box wasn't there then, how did it get there?
Right. Did someone come back years later and hide it, risking discovery in the old house?
Or is it possible, however unlikely, that it was missed in the first search?
Either way, it's deeply disturbing. It changes things.
Definitely. So the police reopened the investigation in 2007, focusing on this box.
Makes sense. Any leads from it? Fingerprints?
Frustratingly, no. No usable prints on the box, the locket, the photo, the note. Nothing.
A dead end there. What about the man in the photo?
Total mystery. Ran the photo through every database. Missing persons. Nothing. He doesn't match anyone known.
So this man with the cold eyes just appears in this context, nowhere else.
Seems like it. Just this phantom figure connected to Sarah's disappearance.
Which, of course, just fuels speculation.
Absolutely. And then you have these memories resurfacing from neighbors back in 97.
What kind of things?
Well, the account mentions someone seeing a strange black car, no license plate, around that time. Someone else remembered seeing a tall man walking late at night in the woods near the house.
Vague, but potentially something. Yeah.
And apparently, a neighbor's dog barked like crazy for 3 nights straight around the disappearance, and then suddenly went silent.
Those details often come up in cold cases, don't they? People trying to recall anything unusual.
No. Connecting dots that might not connect. The source is clear. There's no concrete proof linking any of this to Sarah.
Just whispers. Fragments, possibilities.
Exactly. And theories. Oh, there are theories. Was it someone she knew, trusted, someone who could get into that locked room?
The he from the diary.
Right. Or does the dream reference mean something else entirely, something symbolic?
And that rumor you mentioned about the man in the photograph.
Yeah, the unsettling idea that his picture or someone looking like him has supposedly surfaced in connection with other disappearances elsewhere.
But again, just stories, no proof.
Just stories, as far as our source indicates, fueled by the sheer lack of answers.
It's human nature, isn't it?
Yeah.
Trying to find a pattern and explanation when something is just inexplicable.
It really is. So here we are, over 25 years later.
Still unsolved.
Sarah Miller. Still the girl who vanished from her locked bedroom. No trace. No answers.
Just silence. Whispers.
Yeah. And the thought that she'd be 39 today.
It's a stark reminder, a whole life just gone, unlived.
The mystery endures. The lack of resolution is profound.
It really underscores the tragedy, the void left behind.
So wrapping up this deep dive, we're left with this impossible vanishing act, a cryptic diary, and then years later, this hidden box that just raises more questions.
Right. And that brings us to something for our listeners to think about. That box, found years after the initial search, supposedly in an area already checked. What does that timing, that placement, suggest?
Could it point to a different narrative? Something hidden?
Maybe. What does it tell us about secrets? About how the past can just erupt unexpectedly? It challenges everything you think you know about the case.
It really does. A truly chilling case. No easy answers in sight.
None at all.